I'm going to give you my recommendations on how to load out your Esperia Glaive, and we're starting right now.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Thank you so much to all the support from patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers that make this possible. Welcome to a Star Citizen's Loadout Guide. What's up, citizens? Halloween 2020 is approaching, and Star Citizen has taken to the festivities with an exclusive Vandal helmet awarded for 50 unique player kills in the PU. This can only be done while piloting the Esperia Glaive, and announced during the writing of this script can also be done in the Gladius. If you think this task can be a little daunting, don't worry. Head over to the SubliminaL channel Discord. I've made a couple channels there where you can skirmish other players in a healthy environment. Just choose the Star Citizen role to see the respective chats. Hi, I'm SubliminaL, and in this guide we will discuss my recommendations for both components and weapons. Well, not the guns because they're hull locked. It should be noted that I don't plan on doing a full review of the Glaive in the near future. Enough with the formalities, let's get to it. The Esperia Glaive is a symmetrical version of the Scythe reproduced for human usage. Generally flown by Vandal with more combat experience, they are better armed and have two huge blades/wings as opposed to the one on the standard Scythe. And today we're going to be loading this out and assisting you in achieving as many player kills as you can. Stealth in the Glaive is, well, not really possible, so I won't be covering that. Now that we understand the objective of this build, let's take a look at its components. Let's start with the power plant, the component that gives all the other components power. The standard power plant on the Glaive is the Size 1 Grade 2 military class Referral Cascade. This power plant really isn't that bad, in fact it's great, and doesn't need to be upgraded. However, if you want to reduce the time it takes for your ship to power up from a cold start or an EMP, I recommend adding a JS300. Its Grade 1 military class has over 3700 max power generation per second and a fast 10-second draw request time. We'll gain max power draw and reduce the time it takes to reach that max power draw down to just 10 seconds. I usually recommend stealth class power plants, however, they can't power the Glaive's weapons. The JS300 will set you back around 20,000 alpha UC and can be found at these locations. Now let's discuss its coolers. These are used to cool our components. The standard coolers on the Glaive are the Size 1 Grade 3 military class bracer coolers. This is another component that you do not need to upgrade. However, if you want the absolute best performance that's not worth the cost, I recommend adding Zero Rushes. They are Grade 2 competition class with a cooling rate of 238 kilos per second and a draw request time of 3 seconds. By upgrading these, you are reducing your power up and EMP recovery time by 9 seconds, but slightly lowering your cooling rate per second. However, you don't need the extra. One Zero Rush will cost you around 16,000 alpha UC and can be found at these locations. To better understand power plants and coolers, or for an explanation on how kilo per second is not a unit of measurement, check out these guides on power plants and coolers. Shields and QT drives are coming soon. Now for its shield generator that protects our ship and these components. The Glaive stock shield generators are the Size 1 Grade 3 military class all-stop shield generators. This is another decent stock component. However, we want to maximize our survivability. I like to have good balance between HP pull and regen rate, so I'll add a couple of FR66s. They are Grade 1, military class with an HP pull of over 6100, a 306 HP per second regen rate, blocks a minimum of 50% ballistic fire, has a 3.85 second damage delay, a 5.5 second down delay, and a 10-second draw request time. This will raise your overall shield pull and regen rate as well as lower your damage delay, down delay, request time, and even your detection range. It's a win-win across the board. If you'd like to have more shield pull or find yourself fighting against players using primarily ballistic builds, an honorable mention would be to pair the FR66 with the Guardian. The Guardian deflects an extra 25% ballistic fire from that shield slot. One FR66 will set you back over 18,000 alpha UC and can be found at these locations. And lastly, the quantum drive that will help you get to the stores to sell these components faster. The standard QT drive on the Glaive is the Size 1 Grade 3 military class beacon. Although it suffers from range, this drive is pretty quick, and if you plan on staying around Grimhex, hoping to catch some players, then maybe you should save the cost of upgrading. If you want to drive with a good balance between range and speed, I recommend using the Atlas. The Atlas is Grade 1, civilian class, has 152 megameter per second quantum speed, a 7.5 per megameter fuel requirement, a 5.1 second spool up, and an 8.7 second cooldown time. If you're not okay with the extra spool up time, I recommend keeping the beacon. The Atlas will run you almost 18,000 Alpha UEC and can be found at these locations. Before we get into weapons, the link to this specific loadout at Urkel.games can be found via the link in the description. It even tells you the prices and locations on where to find these items in the verse. Also, if you'd like, you can head over to the channel Discord, where we have a community of almost 1,700 citizens who like to discuss ships, loadouts, components, weapons, and more. And it's where I store my most up-to-date loadouts. Links in the description. I'm excited to announce a new art series, Vessels of the Verse. This will be the first of many designs that will be released alongside buyer's guides and loadout guides. They will be available on Displayed in 48 hours, on the merch store in 24 hours. Desktop wallpapers are available right now to Twitch subs, patrons, and YouTube channel members, and mobile wallpapers are available for free via a link in the description. Now, let's talk about its stock weapons and my recommendations. On the nose, the Glaive is equipped with two size 1 hardpoints, with fixed size 1 weak laser cannons mounted. One weak does 103 alpha damage times 90 RPM for a total of 155 DPS and a 1500 meter range. So, well, it seems like they live up to the name, but don't fret. In the wings, or the wings themselves, tote a massive size 5 Wrath plasma laser cannon. One Wrath does 979 alpha damage times 47 RPM for a total of 767 DPS and a 4,500 meter range. These certainly do live up to the name. Unfortunately, neither the Weaks or the Wraths are interchangeable with other weapons, so there's no ability to improve. However, under each wing we have a Vandal quad missile rack, each with 4 size 2 bullet tubes. They each do 3,500 damage, have a 1.5 second lock time, and a 5,700 meter lock range. These actually aren't bad, but with the new missile data implemented in 3.11, I'd rather go for the quickest lock time. That would be Rattler 2s. On Rattler 2 does 3,500 damage, has a 1.26 second lock time, and a 4,500 meter lock range. The Rattlers also cause temporary blindness to your enemies. If you don't have just over 100,000 Alpha UEC for this build, I would buy them in the following order. The most important things here are the shields, everything else isn't as important. I hope you enjoyed my loadout guide of the Esperia Glaive. I'd love to hear about yours down in the comments. If you enjoy my channel, there are so many ways to support it, ranging from free options like Prime Gaming subscriptions and sending Alpha UEC in the verse, sub club subscriptions, merch, to even more generous forms of support. Head over to SubliminaLchannel.tv to learn how. Your support in all forms makes this channel possible. Even your viewership, liking, and subscribing goes a long way. To continue watching, here's a video I think you may like, here's a video YouTube thinks you may like, and until next time, citizens, I'll see you in the verse.